I don't know if I should wear my glasses. I mean, I can't see, but... Oh, and today, I'm wearing my little Moana shirt. You know, there's Pua, and it says the Year of the Pig for last year, and it has like a calendar on it. I would do that for you. We're gonna cut that because what the hell? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Diny's Diaries. So happy to have you back. If you're new here, then welcome. Most everybody else is too, because this is only the second video. Today, I wanted to talk about a little bit more about my experience on the non-binary experience. I used experience twice in a sentence and now 3 times in a sentence because I am uneducated. So, I think that something that a lot of people ask me is, what exactly does being non-binary mean? And while that's a whole lot to deal with, I know that one thing that I know a lot of is my own experience. Believe it. So I decided that I would make this video for y'all. And if y'all like it, then let me know, and let me know if there's anything else that you want to see or hear from me. As long as it's with my clothes on, anything is fair game. Well, so non-binary is essentially an umbrella term for a bunch of other identities, all of which essentially a person identifies with something outside the gender binary, which we know of as, male and female, what we see sex as. And that can include a few different identities, the main of which that I'm familiar with is bigender, which is having 2 genders, agender, which is having no gender, and gender fluid, which is kind of, like riding the wave, and, you sort of, I guess it's in the name, fluid, you sort of vary between the two. But what I know the most about, because that's what I identify with, is agender. So I thought that I'd talk to y'all a little bit about what that is and what that means for me and what it could mean for you or other people. Of course, it's important to know that everybody's experience with gender and being agender or whatever is different. And so it's important to know that what I feel and how I say things isn't how it is for everybody. Gender's complicated, it's not an exact science, and it's a very personal relationship with oneself. So if anybody is ever questioning, just ask them about it. If they're uncomfortable talking about it, of course. So the easiest way for me to kind of explain it to people is by using food, because I'm always hangry and I'm a fat ass. So I like to provide people the analogy of, if somebody is giving me 2 cookies, galletas, okay? And one of them has peanuts in it, one of them has cinnamon on it. And, to many people, those are delicious. They're like, you know what, I love this peanut cookie. It's everything that I could want and more. However, I would describe it for me as I'm allergic to both. If I ate either one of them, I would break out and probably curl into a ball, cry, break out in hives, scream, complain, all of that. I guess in that way I'm just saying that in not identifying with either male or female, I get a lot of solace, a lot of peace of mind and comfort. Whereas whenever I am labeled a boy, especially, or a girl, internally, I'm instantly uncomfortable. This is usually attributed to what we know as gender dysphoria. So gender dysphoria is typically defined as the condition of one's gender or gender expression differing from the sex that they were assigned at birth. So for me, with my sex being assigned as male, I choose not to identify that way because it creates that inner turmoil for me, mentally, physically, and emotionally. In my notes, I wrote psychologically, but I severely misspelled it somehow. It's important to note, first and foremost, the differences between sex and gender. I know that a lot of people want to be like, they're the same thing, but they aren't. Sex is what you're assigned at birth. Gender is typically the role in society, interpersonally, that you play and identify. So, though I am assigned male at birth, my identity is a lack of gender where I just express myself in being a person that does not align with the binary. So I'll wear my dresses and do like the typical feminine stuff, but I'm not a girl, nor am I trying to pose as a girl. I'm trying to pose as a person who's just doing something that feels integral to who I am, that does not align with gender. It could be said that it wouldn't even be a thing if everything wasn't so set in gender. Maybe if our society wasn't so fixated on that, then maybe we wouldn't need these sort of terms. But I know for me, it brings me a lot of comfort and I definitely need it. I personally express myself in an androgynous sort of way. I really like sort of bending those gender and social roles, and a lot of times confusing people, especially whenever people are like, I don't exactly know what to call that person, is a world that I like to live in. It actually brings me euphoria and thinking like, these people can't quite label me. And that's what I love. It's important to know that not everybody is that way in their own right. It's important not to discount people's identities just because somebody's like, no, that's not how it's intended. We're not trying to exterminate gender roles altogether or gender in general. We're not trying to say, oh no, there aren't men or women. Like, we get it. For me, it's important that we have those roles so that we know whenever we're born if we really fit into that, because then it can help kids like myself when I was a kid. I'm an adult now, who realize that they aren't that and that they can find a label that perfectly suits them and brings solace. Because for people like me, we just like the labels. It helps us with our identity and then pushing through. So at the end of the day, it's just important to me that everybody realizes that I'm not trying to, change the world. I'm just trying to provide a space for people to learn so that we can love and respect each other, because that's the most important thing to me, is that regardless of where we are or who we are or our opinions, that we just love and respect each other. So, yeah, you can still teach your boys to play football or have your girls play with dolls, but allow them to be themselves and allow them to explore, what their identity means to them, what their expression means to them. And, consider that, maybe. Sorry, that's from me slapping my mirror. I got a slap. Just think about, not seeing everything as pink and blue and just sort of seeing the middle of everything. I hope that helps. I don't know if I explained things that clearly, but if you have any other questions, just ask me and write in the comments or message me. Particularly, I'll put my Twitter here. Maybe this time I'll actually attach it. And feel free to message me or tweet me or anything. And with that, I hope that y'all have a wonderful day, week, and am enjoying everything around you. And I'll see you in the next one. Alright? Bye! Gender dysphoria is usually described as sort of like, God, the condition of feeling one's emotional and psychological identity. So gender dysphoria is typically defined as something as condition of feeling. So gender dysphoria is usually described as the condition of feeling one's gender or gender expression differing from the sex that they were assigned at birth.